For the Rays organization, it's not only important to be winners on the field, but also in the Tampa Bay community. The Rays Baseball Foundation is committed to supporting youth and education programs throughout Central Florida. Today, we'll focus on the impact the Rays players and staff have had in working to make the area in which they live and work a better place. Welcome to Rays Sunday Baseball, brought to you all season by Hyundai. It's another Kids Sunday, and don't step on Super Sam's cape. The youngsters bedecked in those capes, as you saw Todd Callis on the pregame modeling that same cape. Game 3 of the series between the Cleveland Indians and the Tampa Bay Rays. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. And if Todd has not flown away with that cape, he will be joining us in a few moments as well. Well, the Rays have split the first 2 games of this series, dropping last night. But there was some good news with that move by Joe Maddon, sending Evan Longoria into the leadoff spot. And as Evan said after the game last night, wouldn't be surprised if I'm there again. Joe tends to play that hot hand. He's right back there.
Absolutely. You know, hey, Evan Longoria was struggling. The big third baseman, the big bat in the middle of the order. So Joe Maddon, what does he do? Puts him up at the leadoff spot. A little bit of excitement. Well, he comes out, first 2 at bats of the ball game, he gets it done. Base hit. Then he follows that up with a big home run. What I like about the couple of hits that Evan Longoria got yesterday was up the middle. He took the fastball back up the middle and then went center field with the home run. The way the teams have been pitching Evan Longoria, he is going to have to make the adjustment and start going up the middle with the approach to the other way, react to the ball in, because what we've seen is the balls the way he's been rolling over. Yesterday he takes them back up the middle, and if the Rays want to win consistently, they need that bat to be hot.
Yeah, to win today would give the Rays the series victory in the season series win against Cleveland. They'll send the rookie right-hander Jeremy Hellickson to the mound with that in mind, based on the way he's been pitching lately.
Yeah, and the last start, Jeremy Hellickson went out against the Detroit Tigers. He pitched good enough to win. He went 6 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs. He lost, but he fell victim to a guy by the name of Charlie Furbush. It got the best of him in a relief role, but he had won his 4 previous starts. So you see, last 5 starts, he's thrown the ball extremely well. Like I said, should have won the last time out. Doing a good job of mixing that fastball to both sides of the plate and combining that with the changeup to both sides of the plate. He's really been keeping hitters off balance.
It's really a great pitching matchup here with Jeremy Hellickson against right-hander Justin Masterson. He is 5-2, making his 11th start of the year. Rays and the Indians just moments away. When we come back, Todd Callis takes a look at the way the Rays give back. We'll be back in a moment.
On a Sunday afternoon, Indians and Rays wrapping up this 3-game series from Tropicana Field. The Rangers come in town tomorrow for 3 more. Glad you can spend part of your Memorial Day holiday weekend with us here on this Sunday. For the Rays and the Baseball Foundation, they are committed to all season long supporting youth and education programs throughout the Tampa Bay region. And here's what you may not know about the Rays Baseball Foundation, that they have invested nearly $1.7 million in youth programs and education programs since 2008. This year, the foundation will invest more than $175,000 to support select community partners through their community partnership grants. Mark Fernandez is the Rays Senior Vice President, and he has more on the foundation's purpose.
The Rays Baseball Foundation is a foundation of the pillars for this organization. The work we do off the field has been a commitment since day one, since Stuart Sturbrooke took over the organization. And for all the great things that have happened on the field, we're equally as proud of the impact off the field, whether it's the field building program, the library program, the numerous grants, both large and small, that we offer, and all the great celebrations that happen here at the ballpark as part of the foundation and our outreach. It's going to be an ongoing commitment, and it's a privilege to be of service to this community in Central Florida.
Thank you, Mark, and we'll have more on that during the course of today's game. Less than 3 minutes to go to the first pitch. Sam Folds signing his cape. And look at that, Johnny Damon bringing out the lineup card in Super Sam's cape. We are ready for baseball. This Rays team is loose and ready to go. Playing stats, Brian Anderson with all the action next.
Baseball is brought to you by AutoWay, part of AutoNation, the largest automotive retailer in the country. So we can do big things. By Tires Plus, thinking tires, think Tires Plus. By AT&T, and by Toyota, moving forward. Rays and the Indians squaring off, and get a load of this caper, if you will.
How about that? Johnny Damon taking up the lineup card in a cape. You just gotta love the Rays version of Major League Baseball.
Could be Major League 2.
That's professional.
Speaking of lineups, here is the Cleveland lineup. Michael Brantley leads it off, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo. Travis Buck in left field hitting cleanup ahead of the first baseman, Carlos Santana. Grady Sizemore is the DH. Orlando Cabrera at second. Lou Marson will do the catching, and Adam Everett makes the start. He'll be the number 9 hitter playing third base, and Jeremy Hellickson is on the mound.
He's taking the mound this afternoon for the Rays. It'll be his 10th start of the season. got the one complete game, 5-3 record, 3.14 earned run average. Throwing the ball very well. He's going to mix the fastball both sides of the plate, change up both sides of the plate, and he will throw a sweeping curveball. Let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up. Left to right in the outfield, Sam Full, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Reed Brignac, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman. John Jaso catching this afternoon.
Well, Joe Madden has the Rays running third in the American League East. They're 2 games out of first place. And Manny Acta with the Indians off to their great start. They're 6.5 up in the American League Central Division with a record of 31-18. Rays concluding this series. They won the first game, a combination 4-hit shutout put together by David Price, Joel Peralta, and Adam Russell. Dropped last night's game 7-3. So they'll conclude this series and then take on the Texas Rangers, who will be in tomorrow night. Hellickson 5-3 overall with a 314 earned run mark. And here's Michael Brantley to lead off. He's in center field this afternoon. Brantley had 2 hits and scored 2 of their runs last night. First pitch of the game is up and away. So we're underway with the Rays taking on Cleveland. Brantley now hitting .282. And another pitch up, 2-0. Brantley started the year with a hitting streak, a 9-gamer to begin the season. Been pretty steady throughout the first couple months of the year. There's a strike. 2-1. Rays have dropped 6 of their last 8. So they're trying to put together a consistent offense. Ground ball right side. Zobrist is there, and his toss to Kochman. 1 away. Brantley out of there, and Asdrubal Cabrera, who to this point has been the premier shortstop in the American League.
See those numbers down there, 8 for 20 versus the Rays.
And those 10 home runs, he's in the top 10, pushing the top 5. He is 6th in the league in home runs.
Well, that's what is most surprising about his year offensively, are those home runs. His career high is 6.
First pitch is a strike. And he's been a run producer aside from the home runs. He's also in the top 5 in the American League in runs batted in with 35.
And a guy that's going to make you think.
Down to first, knocked down by Kochman, and Hellickson a little late getting over there. And Jaso comes up with that toss as Kochman threw it to the bag. Backed up down the line by Jaso, and Cabrera is aboard.
Well, yeah, Jeremy Hellickson should have been there. I mean, there was plenty of time. No hitter should ever beat you to first base. But you see, and this is what I don't understand, Hellickson just not getting over there. Kochman knocks it down in time to make a play. But we've seen that more and more in the early part of this season. Pitchers not covering first base. I mean, that is something that has to be instinct. I mean, that is absolute. A ground ball to the right side, your immediate break is for the bag. You can always pull up, but the immediate break has to be. I mean, even if it's a ground ball to the second baseman, you have it so ingrained in your mind that you make that initial move towards first base. You see it's to the second baseman, you pull up, let him make the play. But that is something that is instinctual, and boy, so many times here in the first couple months of the season, we've seen the pitcher just stand on the mound and cost himself an out.
Yeah, and in that case, Cabrera gets credit for a base hit. He should have been out at first. 1-0 the count to Shin-Soo Choo.
You talk about all the time, you talk about doing the little things. this is one of the little things. Ground ball to the right side should have already been breaking. No, I should have already been breaking. You know, that right there, too late. Once you see that Kochman doesn't come up with it cleanly, that's not the time to go. You see there's not enough to get the play made.
Yeah, that's just an automatic move in most cases that you're in that direction. Now it's a 3-0 count to Chu. So a mistake here to start this game, and it gives Cleveland a base runner. And ball 4. Chu walks on 4 pitches. Cabrera now pushed up to second base, and out of all that, you've got a scoring opportunity presenting itself to the Cleveland Indians as a result of Hellickson's failure to get off the mound.
Well, the 2 base runners, 2 self-inflicted wounds for Jeremy Hellickson, not covering first base and then a walk.
I can't.
Helped him pitch his way out of it.
Travis Buck just recently recalled from the AAA Columbus Ball Club. He's hit 300 since his recall, 271 for the year. And he's out in front.
Well, there's that good changeup. Yes. He's got great arm speed on it. It looks just like the fastball, minus, anywhere from 8 to 12 miles an hour.
Still, the interesting thing about Hellickson, regardless of the situation he's in, he always appears the same out there on the mound. Yeah. He's got 2 guys on here in the first. I know he's frustrated with himself because he didn't get over there to cover, but I don't know what's going on inside, but boy, the exterior, it's all calm and collected.
Yeah, his demeanor on the mound is what you shoot for. Just no emotion.
It's going to be a strike call to Buck.
And that goes in the good and the bad. In that entire range. I mean, he's one of those guys that you turn the TV on and it's the 7th inning and you're not sure if he's got a no-hitter going or if he's already given up, 7 or 8 runs and he's getting ready to come out of the game. Never tips anything off to the opposition about what he's feeling inside.
Ground ball, second base. Zobrist, Brainiac to Kochman. The 4-6-3 double play gets the Rays out of that spot. So you stay calm and you throw a double play ball and it's all good. We go to the bottom of the first. Cleveland nothing, and the Rays are coming into hit. From Tropicana Field this afternoon. And the Rays again will have Evan Longoria leading off, followed by Johnny Damon and Ben Zobrist. Down the middle, Matt Joyce, Casey Kochman, and B.J. Upton. Sam Fuld up in the 7th spot. front of John Jaso, and Reed Brignac back in there. He'll hit ninth and play shortstop.
Making his 11th start of the season, right-hander Justin Masterson. A 5-2 record, 2.50 earned run average. Very good. Those 5 wins came in his first 5 starts of the season. 5 since then. Nothing to show for it.
And the first pitch to Evan Longoria is a fastball in there for a strike. So Evan hitting .222. Singled and homered last night out of the leadoff spot. And it's now a 1-1 count. The Rays have loaded the lineup with a lot of left-handed hitters. When you look at Masterson's numbers, he's been very tough on right-handed hitters. Hitting under 150 off him, right-handed batters. And there's a ground ball and a base hit the other way. A single into right. Good sign for Longoria.
And that is a great sign. You know, we've talked about it. He's going to have to start doing that to get himself back on track. Be willing to go the other way on balls that are away. He had 2 hits yesterday, both of them up the middle of the field. The first at bat here in today's ball game, the willingness to go the other way. There's a lot of hits over to that right side. Good sign there by Evan Longoria.
Well, Longoria admits that down in that lineup, he was trying to do too much, and for whatever reason in that leadoff spot, there was a strike to Damon, because Evan pointed out, he said, well, you're only really the leadoff guy once when you start the game, and then you get into the flow of where the game will take you in the lineup. But it has made a difference. 1 ball, 1 strike to Damon. But I think hitting the ball the way he did last night, he hit the ball hard a couple times up the middle, and that's a boost for the confidence. There he goes. The pitch is down and in, and the throw is in time. Cabrera, the shortstop, has Drupal Cabrera put the tag on him, and so Longoria is caught trying to steal for the first time this year.
Well, taking this leadoff thing pretty seriously, trying to steal second base, and Cabrera, nice glove work down there, being able to come up with that one hopper and get the tag down right onto the shoe of Longoria.
Damon takes the ball inside, and now the count's 3-1 to him. A pop-up, right side foul. Santana coming down from first and makes the catch. 2 outs.
Well, what you're going to see out of Justin Masterson today, he is primarily fastball slider. You know, he's a converted reliever and still really sticks with that repertoire of a reliever. A lot of fastballs. He's got heavy sink, good velocity, a real ground ball pitcher. I mean, this is a guy who last year was up over 70% ground balls. This year in the upper 60s. He's got a very good slider. Will throw the changeup to lefties, but even then, it's very rare.
And a fastball first pitch strike to Ben Zobrist. And batting .253 for the year. Takes a look at it low. 1-1. The Rays have that base runner erased on the caught stealing. Ground ball headed to short. Cabrera makes the play. The Rays are out in the first. No runs. On to inning 2. Rays and the Indians. No score. Rays and the Indians wrapping up the 3-game series, and no score. Carlos Santana, who's playing first base this afternoon, will lead it off for Cleveland. Then the designated hitter Sizemore, followed by Cabrera, Orlando Cabrera, the second baseman. Ellickson all set. The first pitch, a fastball misses. Tony Randazzo is calling the balls and strikes here this afternoon. That's a strike. 1-1. Ellickson coming off the 6-3 loss in Detroit. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits and 6 1/3 in that outing. That didn't miss by much. Curveball there, and it's 2-1. Front 2-2.
Well, until Carlos Santana shows an ability to adjust to that pitch, he's going to see a lot of changeups today. The first one that Hellickson threw for the first strike was an 80-mile-an-hour changeup middle of the plate, and Santana flinched like it was a four-seam fastball. That's right. And then you see the swing and a miss there.
And he's out again, right back with a changeup. So 3 changeups for strikes, and the last 2 back-to-back.
Well, and it's funny because after the first called strike, Jaso called for another changeup. Hellickson shook him off, went to the curveball, because I think he was thinking, look, just let me get to 2 strikes, and I know that I'm going to be able to strike him out. Well, he ended up having to come back with 2 more changeups. You see how he sells it with the good arm action, how far out in front Carlos Santana is. And another swing and a miss. Dwayne, we were talking, Jeremy Hellickson's swing and miss percentage on the year coming into this game is 27.5%.
Yep.
And while that may not mean anything, it's just a number throwing it out there. Compare that to a power guy like David Price. His swing and miss percentage is 21%. And even James Shields, the great year that he's having, is 25%. So you can see, finesse pitcher, not overpowering, but boy, does he know how to miss the bat.
1-0 the count to Sizemore. There's a foul ball back. Well, it goes back to the old saying about what pitching really is all about, and it's upsetting the timing of the hitter. So it's one thing if you throw 95 or 97, but if you don't, and you've got an average to maybe a slightly above average fastball, you've got to do other things, and Hellickson can do exactly that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he does it primarily with that changeup. The fastball, it's not like he's got a ton of movement on that thing. That was a pitch that was swung through right there by Grady Sizemore. He doesn't have that big sink, or run. It's a pretty true fastball.
Yeah.
And the breaking ball, he'll get some swings and misses on that. It's that changeup. That changeup just befuddles hitters.
And a wave and a miss. So comes back with the breaking stuff. Back-to-back strikeouts. Yeah, in that sequence, he had the fastball at about maybe 90, and then this breaking pitch.
And how about the placement of it? That's the other thing. Hellickson's got a good idea of what he's doing out there, especially the first time through the lineup. He has a game plan. He's able to go out there and execute it. And where you will see him to continue to improve is his in-game adjustments.
There's Orlando Cabrera. The pitch is down. Just watching him pitch, especially when you see that center field shot, Hellickson looks as if he'd be a great bowler.
Well,
he could pick every spare. He could hit the pocket every time if he wanted.
His mechanics are very, very simple. There's not a lot of wasted movement. I mean, he really just kind of steps back, picks the leg up, and right towards home plate. He's not a high-energy guy. He doesn't have a whole lot going on. Some guys, they have deliveries that when they're on, they're unhittable. Boy, just a little bit goes wrong, and it's real tough for him to fix. I mean, look how simple. Slight turn, leg up, right to home plate.
And a line drive into left. Bold with a nice jump is there to make the catch. Cabrera's out of there, and 1, 2, 3, you go the Indians. Bottom of inning 2 coming, no score.
It is a Sunday afternoon, and we are pleased to be joined up here at the Whitney Bank Club by a number of great individuals, part of the Big Brothers, Big Sisters program here in Tampa. And we have the COO of Big Brothers, Big Sisters Tampa, Stephen Cook. Tell us a little bit about the program and where the Rays are involved with this.
I'd be happy to. Big Brothers, Big Sisters matches up great kids in our community who need a male or female role model in their lives with caring adults, many of whom we have here today with us. And the Rays are an integral part of this program for us. They provide us financial support that allows us to match up many of these great kids. They provide leadership on our board of directors. They provide volunteers to work with these kids. I mean, every way you look and everywhere you look, the Rays are helping out.
Matt Joyce led off with a ground out to shortstop. Tell us about the two young guys to your left and right.
Well, these are Richard and John. They're from Lakeland, Florida, and they're my two little brothers. We've been matched here for 4 years, and they are just the best.
What do you like about the program, Richard?
Well, I like that I can have another friend to rely on. Well, whenever I have something to do at school, he's always there to help.
Yeah. What are some of the fun things you guys do, John?
Well, most of the time we would go to Rays games or football games. We would go to his house, maybe go swimming in his pool. We would do a whole ton of fun stuff. We would go to the movies, arcades, and bowling.
Big Rays fans too, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so that's why you're dressed like that. I like that. So we have the Super Sam capes all the way around. We have a big brother over here, John Deeroff, and you've just been recently introduced to the program, right?
We have. We've been matched for about 3 months now, and it's been such a rewarding experience being a mentor and getting to meet Adam. So it's been great.
Fly ball to center field, and we have 2 outs in the inning. Adam, what do you enjoy about it?
I like coming over to his house and go to his pool and play video games.
You have one more brother, big brother, little brother matchup, Courtney Kennedy and his little brother Edward. How's it going? You've been involved with this program for over a year now?
Well, close to 2 years. It's been very rewarding. It just teaches me that, the things that we take for granted sometimes in life mean so much more to other people. So that's the biggest reward I've gotten out of it. Plus he's a great kid, too.
You're having a good time, Edward?
Yeah.
Ready for some cookies?
Yes.
All right, gang, that'll do it from up here at Whitney Bank Club. Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Tampa. A great group here. Everybody's having a good time. Back to you, Dwayne and Brian.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Just another way the Rays and the Rays Foundation involved in the community with good work. Matt Joyce is grounded to the shortstop, and Casey Kochman got behind 0-2, hit the fly ball to center. B.J. Upton here with a 1-1 count. He fouls it back. So the count to BJ stands in 1-2. No score in this game. The Rays did have a base runner in the first when Longoria opened with a single. He was caught stealing. BJ fouls this one out of play. Kind of in a contrarian way, BJ's had some good numbers against Justin Masterson, who's held right-handed hitters to a 144 average, but BJ's 5 of 11 with 2 doubles and a home run off him. Got just a little piece of that one to stay alive. And Masterson has really throttled right-handed hitters in what has been a very good start for him this year.
Well, he's got a tough arm angle for righties and a lot of run and sink on a very hard fastball and a good slider. That's why when he was working out of the bullpen with that fastball and slider, he'd just come in and eat righties up, and that's what he does. That's why lefties have obviously a lot more success off of Masterson. As he continues to develop that changeup, he'll just get better and better because he's still primarily just a 2-pitch pitcher.
This one outside by plenty, and the count is full. You know the difference there. Right-handed batters hitting 144 off him, and lefties 302.
There you go. And that's why lefties are primarily going to see fastball sliders. So if he elevates the fastball, they've got a shot on that, and the slider's a pitch that's coming right back into them.
BJ fouls it away, so he extends this at bat. He has pitches now.
He has started working on a changeup, and I think that's a pitch that will benefit him greatly. You know, he's got the perfect arm slot for fastball, changeup, slider. But still, he'll throw it to lefties, but not that often.
And he walks Upton. So a 9-pitch at bat. BJ draws a 2-out walk. Sam Fold is on his way to the plate.
And for whatever reason, BJ Upton just sees the ball better off Justin Masterson than a lot of other right-handed hitters. No rhyme or reason.
Sam hitting .227 with 3 home runs and 20 runs batted in. The first pitch to him is in there, a fastball for a strike. Sam in the 7th spot. 0 for 3 last night. He drew a walk. Masterson coming off a no decision last Monday against Boston. There goes BJ, and the pitch is popped up right side of the infield. Santana over from first, makes the catch, and the Rays are retired. No runs, a walk, and a man left. We are through 2, no score.
Can't hear you.
Welcome back. We go to the third inning here at Tropicana Field. Rays and the Cleveland Indians are scoreless. And we're privileged to have with us Vice President from the Tampa Bay United Way, Head of Development, Afida DeVries. It's great to have you here.
It is such a pleasure to be here. This is very exciting.
Well, tell us, what are some of the ways that that the United Way, some of the programs that they have that benefits the community, and I know that the Rays, the United Way has helped the Rays get involved in some of these programs.
Well, you know, United Way really is fundamentally in the business of helping families and individuals find stability in their lives and really find that pathway out of poverty. And that really is done by looking at the root cause issues that prevent people from finding stability. So for us, that means making sure that those safety net services are strong and available, making sure that kids enter school ready to learn and finish school on time and graduate, and making sure that families who are struggling to get by have the job skills training and the education that they need to provide for their families in a way that's sustainable and provides for the long term. So that's the work we're doing. Right now, we're really focused on making sure that through the summer, out-of-school time programs are there and available for all kids, regardless of their socioeconomic background. And so going into this summer, 500 kids in our community are going to have a place to go while mom and dad are at work, and that gives mom and dad peace of mind, make sure that they're safe and off the streets. And that's really the work we're focused on right now. In the most recent years, you can imagine how this economic decline has impacted people. And so United Way has been nimble, and it's been important for us to make sure that people who are facing those kinds of crises have the support that they need. In the last couple of years, we've provided 300,000 individuals and families with emergency food and shelter. So you can see how United Way really has to be nimble and responsive to what's going on in our community while maintaining a long-term focus on making sure that families find stability.
Yeah, Lou Marson hit a fly ball to center. One out here as Adam Everett steps in.
So how do how does the combination of the Rays and the United Way of Tampa benefit the community more than if each entity went their own separate ways? And what kind of events do you guys partner up on?
Well, I can tell you this. There are few organizations in this community that have the sense of, or have the level of community engagement and community philanthropic spirit that the Rays do. We could not be as successful as we are without this organization's support. Even things like making sure that this community is invited to hear about what United Way is going to do in the years to come by participating in our kickoff event, providing this venue as an amazing, exciting venue for local employees to come together and hear about United Way's activities. But even beyond that, the Rays also embody that same spirit within their own organization, facilitating in their own internal campaign. And every employee that works here is as committed to the United Way's mission as the Rays organization is as a whole. And that's been incredibly supportive. I mean, these folks not only talk the talk, they walk the walk by providing their own financial resources to our organization. Everything from executive volunteers, many of the leadership here for this organization help our United Way as volunteers. But this is an incredibly progressive and innovative organization. The Rays really do stand out as not just participating in what needs to happen today, but they're very strategic about what needs to happen tomorrow. And so there are some neighborhood initiatives we're working on together, and there are some long-term, long-range impacts that are going to happen because of the Rays partnership with the United Way.
2-1 to count to Brantley. Michael Brantley with the 2 gone. The base is empty in the third. Afida DeVries from the United Way with us here in the booth. And I think it's, there's a ground ball to second, and Zobrist will take care of that to retire the side. Vina, it's great to have you with us. We're going to be talking more about this as time goes by. And,
we appreciate it.
Thank you, and congratulations for your great work.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for having me, and go Rays.
Right. No score, middle of the third. Ready. No score. John Jaso leads it off, and he goes after the first pitch. Bouncing it foul. A strike to count. Indians up and down. 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the third. Just a 9-pitch inning, as it turns out. Jaso looks at one low, and it's 1-1. Justin Masterson on the hill. The Rays faced him on the 11th of this month up in Cleveland and beat him 7-4. They scored 5 runs on 8 hits and 5 2/3 against him. He walked 4 in that game.
Yeah, he's doing a better job of pounding the strike zone today with that good sinker. And Dwayne, that was his worst start of the season, and one of only 2 out of his 10 starts that he's given up more than 2 earned runs. 8 out of 10 starts, 2 earned runs or less.
3-1 is skied to right field. Chu will go back and make the catch. He was about 3 big steps from the warning track. In the game today and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Evan Longoria got into the home run act in the 3rd inning of last night's game. And here's Reed Brignac. Reed in there because of those numbers there. 3 out of 9 with a home run against Masterson. The pitch is a strike. Well, the first couple months, a struggle offensively for Reed. Just the 1 extra base hit. There's a high chopper, got a chance to beat it out, and will. Cabrera tried to barehand it. That was the only chance he had, and when he could not do that, Brignac's aboard with the infield hit.
Well, straight into the turf off of the sinker. Here, Brignac pounds that right down in front of the plate, and then you see him getting out of the box because he's smelling hit. Anytime you get that kind of a bounce, you know it's going to get over the pitcher's head. Drop out there in no man's land and becomes a do or die play. Isn't it funny how a hitter can scoot when they smell a base hit?
Yeah, you get a couple of those and it changes your whole look on life. You know, you get 2 or 3 hits like that, and sometimes good things start to happen.
Like they say in the box score tomorrow morning, it's a screaming line drive somewhere.
Evan Longoria.
I'm not sure who they are, but they've said it. They've said it many times.
Yeah, they're responsible for a lot of that. 1-0 count. Going to move to first base. Longoria now hitting .300 lifetime against Masterson. So the 2 right-handed hitters the Rays send up there have a good track record against Masterson, but he's been tough on all other right-handed hitters, it would seem. That base hit in the first inning for Evan gives him 6 for 20 off Masterson with a home run, and we mentioned earlier that BJ is 5 of 11 against him.
They're still giving him the entire right side too. Orlando Cabrera shading him up the middle, and of course Carlos Santana is holding Reed Brignac on. You see all of that room that Evan has to play with. He did it his first time up.
Takes a strike. It's 3-1. Yeah, they give Longoria essentially the entire right side, with the exception of where Cabrera is. And there's ball 4. So an infield hit and a walk. 2 men on with 1 out.
Well, here is today's AutoWay poll question. How long should Evan Longoria stay in the leadoff spot? TB1, rest of the season. TB2, until he breaks the slump. TB3, put him in the middle of the order now. Now, I know that baseball rules will not allow that now, but maybe for tomorrow night's game. You text your vote to 789-789, standard message and data rates apply.
You know, that's going to be interesting because as Evan pointed out about being in that leadoff spot, he had a couple of hits, including the home run last night. He says Joe Madden likes to play the hot hand when he makes a move like that. So, you know, that's going to be interesting. If he gets a couple hits again today, will Joe, because of that, put him in the leadoff spot again tomorrow night?
Well, here's the question. So you leave him in the leadoff spot because he's playing well. Well, if he starts to slump in the leadoff spot,
hey, a liner over first up the right field line. That's going to lead to a run. Brignac comes to the plate. Over to third base goes Longoria. It's an RBI single for Damon, and the Rays have a 1-0 lead. Damon's 29th run batted in. He finds a way.
Yes, he does. This ball got in on him. You see him just able to get the head out enough to get it over the head of Santana, drop it into right field. Brignac comes around to score. Longoria makes it over to third. The Rays strike first.
So here's Ben Zobrist. Please continue.
Well, what I was going to say was, if you leave him up there because he's hitting well, and you just keep playing the hot hand. Well, if he starts to slump up there, well, that's kind of defeated the purpose.
The ball pops away. Down the line from third comes Longoria, and the Rays have their second run. Damon moves up to second. That's a pass ball off the mid of Marson. And the Rays score 2.
Well, right there. It's right here for Marson to catch. He gets underneath it right off the thumb. Just lost concentration. Evan's going to take advantage of that and extend that Rays lead.
Now a man at second base. The Rays have 2 and another man in scoring position. Ground ball down to first, bobbled by Santana, but Masterson off the mound is there to cover. And Damon advances to third.
I'll tell you what, too, for being a backup catcher, that will not endear you to the manager for more playing time. Marson just not watching that pitch all the way in.
Well, here's the Major League's leading hitter, Matt Joyce. Matt started the day at 374, down a couple points now. And a ground ball right side, Cabrera. His throw to first in time. The Rays settled for 2 runs at the end of 3. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Jeremy Hellickson back to the hill, and we'll check the AT&T trivia question. Today marks the 654th consecutive game the Rays have had a starting pitcher under the age of 30. Who's the only team with a longer streak in Major League history? A lot of youth headed to the mound for the Rays in recent times, particularly out of the starting rotation. As Drupal Cabrera leads off, and the pitch is a strike. Chu next, and then Buck. Lifted back into left. Sam Fold is there. That'll be out number 1.
Jeremy Hellickson, the model of efficiency so far through 3 1/3. Attacking the strike zone, getting a lot of weak contact from Indians hitters.
Chu takes the pitch inside. 3-0 for the Rays. 1-0 for Cleveland. It's a strike. Well, Hellickson always around the plate, and that invites hitters to swing. And then by his ability to change speeds, he's got him right where he wants him then.
Well, that's the way that he needs to pitch. He cannot be predictable with the way that he's going to attack hitters, and he's anything but. That's the thing. You're right, he's around the strike zone, but his willingness to use both halves of the plate, a lot of guys, they want to use, 3/4 of the time they're away, maybe more than that, but his willingness to go in and out with all of his pitches is what makes him so effective. And then on top of that, he doesn't throw his fastball at an unusually high percentage. I mean, he's not like a 70% fastball guy. He's low to mid 50s overall, and then you start combining that with the changeup, the curveball, and all the different quadrants he uses, and hitters are just never comfortable.
Roller back at first, and there to scoop it is Kochman, and there to catch it is Hellickson, who got off the mound.
Making that adjustment, getting over there, cover the bag, pick up a second out of the inning. Well, fans, be sure to tune in Friday, July the 1st for the 2011 broadcast auction. Tampa Bay Rays will auction off one-of-a-kind experiences with some of your favorite Rays players, exclusive ticket packages, a trip to the All-Star Game, and more. All proceeds will benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Tampa General Hospital Foundation.
Travis Buck takes a look at a first pitch strike. Fastball. Buck grounded into the 4-6-3 double play that got Hellickson off a bit of a hook in the first when he admitted first and second and 1 out. 1-1. Foul out of play. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hellickson in the month of May with a 173 earned run average. We'll be with you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Our coverage of the Rays and the Rangers in the first game of a 3-game series. Wade Davis will pitch tomorrow night. Rays going to see a couple of left-handers to open that series. Eric Holland and C.J. Wilson. Liner into right. That ball's headed to the wall on 1 hop. Buck's on his way to second and will arrive standing with a double. Travis Buck collecting the 2-base hit.
Now this was a curveball that's working its way back into the bat of Travis Buck. Not in the location Jeremy Hellickson wanted it. Here's our checkers double of the game. You see that ball stayed up as it came back in. You're able to get that ball down and wrap it around the back leg. That's one thing. You leave it elevated, and that's what happens. 2-out double.
And here's Carlos Santana. Hellickson used the changeup to his advantage against Santana in the second inning. Starts him with the changeup away. Off the plate, the ball, no strikes.
Too. Maybe not at 2-0, but coming into this at bat, if you're Carlos Santana, I know hitters don't like to do this, but you almost should go up there sitting on changeup, because the way he abused you with it your first at bat, you're bound to see it again.
Well, he's seen it in the first 2 pitches of this at bat. Down and in. Jaso blocking that pitch, so Hellickson has stayed right with it and is behind 3-0. Sizemore is on deck. And that's a strike. Santana had thrown the bat away. Randazzo goes up with that right arm.
Be ready to swing now. Home plate umpires not too fond of this move. This ball right at the bottom of the strike zone, definitely out over the plate, and there you see the premature bat flip. Don't assume.
Well, Foxtrack says it's right there at the knees.
Right across the patella tendon.
That's getting very specific.
Well, it's right at the bottom of the kneecap.
Yep. And the pitch outside, the fastball walks him. 2 men on with 2 men out. Look at Grady Sizemore to the plate. So this with 2 outs. Sizemore struck out his first time. Outside to Sizemore. You know, that low strike he called has only been a strike since the mid-90s. They specifically designated in '96 that that strike would be on the lower part of the knees. Prior to that, that was not supposed to be a strike, and it largely at that point depended upon, for a long time, which league you pitched in. Tend to get that low strike in the National League and not so much in the American League.
I didn't get that memo. That cost me.
But in '96 they made it formal that that strike zone was at the lower part of the knees. And here Hellickson having a little trouble finding that strike zone. He's behind Sizemore 2-0 after the walk to Santana. Jim Hickey's out to have a little conference. Double by Buck, the walk to Santana after Asdrubal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo had been retired. We'll remind you, you could take home a piece of the game by visiting the Game Day memorabilia page on RaysBaseball.com. Take home used baseballs, bases, lineup cards, Tropicana Field turf, and bid on charity auctions. All proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. Just another way the Rays are reaching out. Two and 0. Sizemore the hitter. Swing and a miss. Against a lot of pitchers, that might be a fastball count, but not this guy.
2-0. He comes with the changeup. You know, Jeremy throws that 3-prong changeup, and that's what allows that pitch to stay true, like his fastball. It's not a true circle change. Those tend to fade, have a little drop to them, a little sinking action. But he throws that 3-prong, and that ball comes out with true 4-seam spin. Mimics his fastball, makes it so tough to pick up.
And a foul ball. Again, the changeup, and the count is square now at 2-2.
Well, that's what makes it so good. It's got that true 4-seam spin, just like the fastball. So when you see a guy with the same arm speed, the way the ball comes out of his hand looks the same, the spin's out of the same. What are you to do if you're a hitter? I mean, it's tough to pick up. Is it 82 or is it 90? He's worked himself right back into this count with a couple of good ones.
2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Hellickson to Sizemore, up and away. It was a fastball, and the count is full.
He tried to surprise him with the heater. Steady diet at changeups, just like Santana. Tried to freeze him on the heater, and he just missed.
3-2, runners will be off. There they go, and the pitch swung on and missed. He came back and got him with a changeup. Well, he got to 2 strikes with a changeup and strikes him out with a change. 2 men left. Bottom of the 4th coming, 2-0 Rays.
Involved with the North Greenwood Boys and Girls Club. Here's more on Ben's Sandlot Club.
We started with the idea last year, just the idea of Sandlot baseball, taking some kids that might find themselves doing something else during the day, maybe not as much constructive as playing baseball, and just trying to teach them the game a little bit. Allow them to play on their own. Once you teach them, just let them get out there and play and learn how to communicate with each other and learn how to resolve conflict amongst themselves and just go out there and have a good time and play the game.
Casey Kochman hops one off the wall, trying to get to second base, and he is thrown out. Fine throw by Shin-Soo Choo to get Kochman trying to stretch a single into a double. So, guys, that was Ben Zobrist with the Dugout Club. Carl and Matter with more on that in the 7th inning.
All right, Casey Kochman, who continues to swing a very hot bat, tried to get a little evasive around the bag at second because the throw was there. Here's a hot shot line drive. Cut down, trying to stretch it into 2.
Jumping on that fastball, but Choo has a very good arm, as you can see. My goodness. And then takes the tag to the fast, just add insult to injury.
Here's B.J. Upton. Pitch from Masterson is outside. ball and no strikes.
And Cabrera was awarded 2 points for a nice takedown. Clean.
Yeah, I thought Kotzman was doing his version of breakdancing there.
Oh, we needed some cardboard out there.
Little tap, third base side. That's foul. It's 2-1. BJ bounces one foul. The count squares at 2-2. The Rays with a base hit here, but they lose that runner. They now have 4 hits of Masterson. Full count here to Upton. And BJ walks for the second straight time. So here go the first with 1 out. We'll answer the AT&T trivia question. This marks the 654th straight game the Rays have had a starting pitcher under the age of 30, who's the only team with a longer streak in Major League history. And that would be the Washington Senators with 704 from 1913 to 1917. And that was back in the Walter Johnson days. BJ takes off and steals this base easily. Stolen base number 10 for BJ. Well, Upton meant business that time and got there well ahead of the play.
It's a pretty good jump there, and the leg kick by Masterson, and then the throw by Marson offline wouldn't have mattered anyway. BJ swiped that bag easily. Teams were just 3 for 8. 3 out of 8 against Masterson in stolen base categories.
Ground ball right side. Scooped by Santana. Used that big mitt. That ball was behind him. Over to third goes Upton.
And not bad for a catcher. Carlos Santana showing some nifty glove work. You see the frustration of Sam Fuld. Nice play here. That ball, like you said, Dwayne, that glove was behind him. Made a nice play. His ear almost popped out from being tucked into that cap. He's able to get over there and make the play. But Sam Fuld, how many times have we seen that the last few games, hitting the ball hard and not getting anything to show for it?
Well, I tell you, the good thing is he's hit the ball hard, and he's hit it on a line or on the ground. He's hit some balls hard on the ground.
Got robbed 2 times up in Detroit. Some bad caroms.
That pitch is down 2-0. Catches the edge. Now 2-1. Rays a couple runs in the third. They were both earned despite the pass ball. Now Upton's at third. 2 outs. It's a 3-1 count. Shot high and deep and gone. Home run for John Jaso. A 3-1 fastball, and John Jaso connects for the 3rd time this year. 4-0 Tampa Bay.
This pitch for Justin Masterson went wrong with the idea behind the pitch. A 3-1 fastball, and he's trying to come in. That's just a mistake. Mistake on the location and a mistake on the idea. John Jaso's a guy that looks to power the ball, hit the ball hard in a 3-1 count. It's in his favor. He's looking to drive a ball in a 3-1 count, and you put it up there on a platter for him, 3-1 middle in. that is what you get.
Brignac takes a pitch a little close. 1 ball, no strikes. So Jaso connects, and the Rays have 2 more runs on the board.
There's just so little margin for error when you're trying to throw a strike 3-1 middle in to a hitter. There's not a whole lot of smarts behind it.
Well, and you talked about it earlier against left-handed hitters. Too often it's a decision between 2 pitches.
That's it. That's it. And if you're going to throw the fastball, then sink it away. A 3-1 count, you think about this. The hitter wants to swing. He's aggressive. You've got a really good sinker. You get a lot of ground balls. Throw that thing away. You throw that ball middle in, a lot can go wrong in there, especially to a guy that's looking to drive it.
Roller to second. Orlando Cabrera makes the pickup and the throw. The Rays are finished, but they add 2 runs. The big blow, the home run by John Jaso. We're through 4, and the Rays lead 4-0. We go. Here's a reminder to the parents and kids out there, be sure to check out the Reading with the Rays insert in the St. Petersburg Times or the TBT coming up June 17th. You'll find out how you can read your way to the ballpark this summer. In that Reading with the Rays program, kids who read 24 hours can make their way around the bases on a game card and earn prizes along the way. And those game cards and prizes available at public libraries in the Tampa Bay area and in the region. Breaking ball to Orlando Cabrera is a straight call. They're available at libraries in Hillsborough, Hernando, Pinellas, Manatee, and Pasco counties. And that begins June 17th. Be sure and look for that insert in the St. Petersburg Times. Reading with the Rays, and that'll be available June 17th as well. That's a great program. Well, another broken bat, this time on just a little foul ball up the right side. And that bat splintered. 1-2 count. Ground ball right side. That's Sean Rodriguez, who just entered the game at first. Helix is over to cover. That's the first out. And a nice little play by Sean, who's been playing shortstop recently, and now in the game replacing Kochman.
Nice little backhanded scoop there by Rodriguez, and a nice feed to Jeremy Hellickson.
Kochman must have hurt himself trying to slide into second.
Well, it didn't look good. your typical slide. He's trying to slide away from the tag, and he gets tagged in the upper chest by Cabrera and kind of sprawling backwards. So I'll have to wait and see what the word is.
Well, there's Lou Marson lifting a popper in the shallow center. Zobrist out from second. Well, let's take a look at that slide, because it really was no wheels down landing.
Yeah, he's trying to stretch us into a double. You see him go out there. Maybe you see that right ankle kind of got caught up a little bit as he jumped out there. Watch the right foot right there, kind of rolls. Yeah, kind of little snap. You can get a little action on that ankle. Watch it again, right underneath on the jump. Ooh. Yeah, I'll bet you that's the part that looked the most awkward.
Adam Everett takes a pitch high. A ball to no strikes. Yeah, I think you're right. That right ankle is the part that looked the most awkward. Foul ball, and the count is 1-1. So we'll await an official announcement on that, but I would think that it probably is the right ankle. Two up, two down. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Nice pitch to square the count. 2-2. Just a little piece of it. It's a foul ball. Ellickson and Masterson, the pitching matchup this afternoon, and the Rays have a 4-0 lead. It's a soft liner into left, charged by Full, and he scooped it. He got it on the short hop. Sam trying to sell it, but Brian Gorman out there gives the safe call, and Everett has a base hit.
Now we'll see how close this is. Full going in, and you see that ball clearly bounced. Didn't help that he kicked up all the rubber. It was a nice sell job. Where's the cape?
If he had the cape, he'd have been there in time.
And he would have made a play yesterday, too.
Yeah.
If Johnny Damon can take the lineup card up the home plate and the cape, why can't you play left field with it?
Well, if anybody needs a cape, it's the left fielder, not the DH.
It's common sense.
That's what we're here for. Michael Brantley, leadoff hitter. Pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Everett got the sinking line drive in there. Into the screen, 1-1. Runs, 5 hits for the Rays. No runs, now 3 hits for the Cleveland Indians. It's wide. 2-1. Ellickson, 70 in the pitch count department. And that pitch is down. So Brantley, the third time up here, laid off that 2-1 changeup. Now it's 3-1. Brantley twice is grounded to the second baseman, Zobrist. We'll run the count full, a foul ball out of play. And the Indians wrapping up the series and the season series. Rays have taken 3 of the first 5 games between these two teams. In fact, the Rays haven't won a series since they took 2 out of 3 from the Indians up in Cleveland on that road trip. 3-2 is lifted towards short right center, and Upton is there. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of inning 5, coming 4-0 Rays.
Brought out the lineup card with one earlier in this game. Now, Casey Kochman, we're getting the update on the injury from the Rays clubhouse. And guys, you are absolutely right. The speculation at right ankle, that's what it is. Right ankle soreness. Ooh, that does not look good right there as he kind of caught the cleats on his slide into second base. So Kochman leaves the game with right ankle soreness. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks for that update. BA, right on target again, you were. As we start the bottom half of the 5th. Evan Longoria takes a pitch out of the strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Evan has singled and walked, and there's a line drive back toward the corner. That's going to be in there for extra bases. 1 hops the wall, and Evan is on for the 3rd straight time. The leadoff spot seems to agree with Evan Longoria.
They'll change the mindset. Get him up there a little loosey-goosey, looking to do something that he's never done before in the big leagues. Here he gets a mistake moving back in. Get the head out. Gets that ball down into the corner, and the Rays right back with another opportunity here in the 5th.
I mean, isn't that interesting? You know, we talked about the move that the Phillies made with Mike Schmidt. Gold Glove, power-hitting third baseman, and they moved him in the leadoff spot. Most of that came in 1978, but spread over 11 games in his career. He hit .410 with a .452 on-base percentage, and Evans off to a hot start. He had a single, a home run, and a walk last night, and a single walk and a double in this game today. Two strikes to count to Damon with that foul ball up the right side. Johnny trying at least to get Longoria over to 3rd. 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th. Santana and into right field. It appeared for a moment that Santana with that big mitt might actually have a chance to catch that soft liner, but it got through for a base hit. Now it's 1st and 3rd.
Well, he's going for it here. You see that Dwayne, that gigantic glove comes up a little bit empty. Cabrera not able to get to it. I really thought when the ball came off the bat, it wasn't hit that hard. But there's going to be a couple of chances at it. If it got behind Santana, Cabrera would be able to get there, but no such luck. I don't think he heard the crack of the bat. It wasn't hit that hard.
Because his ears were covered.
Yeah, I mean, Pedro Alvarez and Carlos Santana, the only 2 guys I've seen that have their ears tucked into their baseball hat. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but yeah, good look.
1 strike to count to Ben Zobrist.
Gonna head out to the mall when the game's over.
A foul ball right back into the screen. Nothing at 2. Double by Longoria. Base hit by Damon. 1st and 3rd with 2 strikes. Let's take this moment to look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Texas coming in tomorrow night. 2 night games and a day game on Wednesday. Just as we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. 2 night games. You too could stop by the mall and then head out to the ballpark.
New hat.
Ground ball to first, comes up on Santana. Now a toss to first. Out there with Masterson covering, but the run is going to score. Damon moves up to 2nd, and the Rays lead 5-0. Santana to Masterson for the out at first, and a run batted in for Zobrist.
Well, once Santana didn't come up with this cleanly, there was going to be no play at the plate. Now it was a scramble to get it to Masterson just to try to get an out, and they barely get a hustling Ben Zobrist. You see right there that hesitation, and then when he saw it get away from Santana, Evan comes home with the Rays' 5th run.
Well, Evan keyed that with a leadoff double out of the leadoff spot. He scored 2 runs in this game.
See how close this gets here at the end.
Now Matt Joyce. Pitch is a strike. Joyce has made contact twice, a couple of ground balls. One and one. Matt leading the American League and the big leagues in hitting. Right now at 369. Jose Bautista with the Blue Jays at 350. And Adrian Gonzalez 3rd in the batting race. 2-1. And ball 3. So Joyce ahead in the count. Good count for Joyce to tag one.
Well, he's been first couple at bats swinging early in the count. First pitch hacking. He's finally worked the count. Advantage Joyce.
And that's a strike on the inside edge. Full count. Rays have opened a 5-run advantage, playing in the bottom of the 5th. And he's under it. Pops it into right center field. Chu coming in a hurry is there, and to back up and make the catch at the last moment. So Damon's still at second as Joyce is retired on that high pop fly to right center.
You see this ball way high. Chu has to run a long way, and he almost overruns it. You see him on his horse. Put the brakes on and reach up, make the catch.
Sean Rodriguez bats for the first time in this game. Pitches upstairs. Run to pick up out there. Rodriguez can get a 2-out hit against the right-hander Masterson. 2-0. Popper, foul ball. That's going to wind up in the field seats. Takes the count to 2-1. Sean Rodriguez did a good hitting count. 3 balls and a strike. And ball 4 is wide. Rodriguez goes to first. 2 men on, 2 men out, a run already home, and B.J. Upton, who has already drawn 2 walks against Masterson today. Masterson has walked 4 in this game and does not have a strikeout. The pitch in on B.J., who swings and misses. Stole a base and scored a run in the 4th inning. Frank Herman is up in the bullpen. One and one. Masterson 6-13 last year, but he finished the year strong. Had him work out of the bullpen most of the last month of the season because of innings buildup, but he from the early part of August to the finish of the season really pitched well for the Indians. Off to a good start this year. Foul ball off BJ's foot. 2-2.
And we talked earlier, he had only given up 8 of his 10 starts, 2 earned runs or less. How about that? 4 runs of support coming into this game. Yeah, that was over a span of about 35 1/3 innings. You add what he's got now.
Yeah, he's
40 innings.
And he's 0-2 in that stretch with a 280 earned run average. It gives you an idea of it's right in line with low run support. And he's going to go 3-2 to B.J. Upton for the 3rd straight time. So B.J.'s seen a lot of pitches here from Masterson, which could bode well for him. "3-2. Runners break, and B.J. fouls this one. B.J. saw 9 pitches his first time up, 6 the last time. We've seen 6 this time. He fouls it. Tom Foley ducking as the ball rebounds and goes down into the bullpen. So another 3-2 pitch. Jay fouls it again, so he extends this at bat. This one's going to be at least 9 pitches.
You got to feel that B.J. awfully comfortable in the box off Masterson at this point. Fouling off a couple of pitches, get one mistake here and really make him pay or work the walk.
And he walks again. So B.J. draws his 3rd consecutive walk, and that loads the bases for Super Sam Fuld.
Now this one was close, shoot for that outside corner, but the command for Masterson is starting to get a little sloppy. Not going to get those close calls.
Sam's popped to first, hit the ball hard his last time on a ground ball to first. That was in the 4th. And shoots it foul up the right side. So he was jumping on the first pitch fastball. Strike 1.
Now, if you're a left-hander, you know that's what you're going to get. Justin Masterson here up into the 90s in the pitch count, starting to tire a little bit. Command's not there, so if he's going to try to get ahead with strike 1 and catch a lot of plate, he can take advantage and be aggressive.
And Sam takes it down. Fuld hitting with the bases loaded. Fuld chops it toward the middle. Grabbed by his dribble. Cabrera, the throw. Gets away at first. Damon has scored. Another run is in. Rodriguez crossing the plate. Upton winds up at 3rd and Fuld up to 2nd base. Well, it appeared they were all set to make that play, but the throw from Cabrera was a little bit to the home plate side of the bag, and Santana had trouble with his balance.
Well, let's see here. Carlos Santana, obviously not an everyday first baseman. He's their catcher. Did he stride too early? A lot of times you want to read where the throw is going to go and then go get it. You stride a little bit early. Look, now you got to try to get that. That leg's already out there. You're trying to reach back for it now, and that's why he was off balance.
So the Rays make it a 7-0 game.
You see, he took his position too early and was not able to adjust to the throw. That's why they want the first baseman. You know, coaches will tell you, as a first baseman, you get over there, read where the throw is, and then foot on the bag and stride towards the ball, make the catch. He got in position too early. Couldn't make the adjustment.
2-0 the count to Jaso. That's a base hit for Fuld and an error charged to the shortstop, Cabrera. So 1 run batted in, and the error allowing the other run to score. There's a ground ball. Santana takes care of that and steps on the bag to retire the side. But the Rays score 3, and they lead 7-0.
Sam Fold Superhero Cape Giveaway Day. We are joined right now by Karen Richardson, box office supervisor for the Rays and recreation supervisor for the for the St. Petersburg Parks and Recreation Department, Rob Lovelace. We're going to start with Karen. And Karen, you got involved in this program with the Tampa Bay Rays Foundation, and you really made a difference in South St. Pete. What was it for you that got things rolling?
It started when Paris Hilton was shot over in my neighborhood. I figured that we need to do something for our African kids in the neighborhood, trying to get them to games or help them get jobs around the neighborhood.
You've got not only yourself, you got a lot of people within the Rays organization involved in you.
I have a lot of people in the Rays organization involved. I have Miss Julia Taylor, who's sitting right here beside me, Beverly Lee, Sandria Cooper, Ronnie Butler, James Milton. A lot of guys, within the organization were glad to help me pick this up.
Well, we move over to Rob Lovelace now. We're going to talk a little bit about the rec centers, Rob, and also the Dugout Club. Tell us a little bit about those programs.
Let me tell you, just like Karen said, so many of the kids right here in the local St. Petersburg community can see the Tropicana Stadium right from their front yard, but so many of them have never even been to a game. And the Rays came out last summer, and they picked 6 sites throughout the city of St. Pete. And last summer, specifically at my center, Campbell Park, David Price came walking into our gymnasium filled with all the kids who have never even met him before. I mean, let alone, they barely see him on TV or never get to a game. And he comes walking into the gym, signed autographs, hung out with the kids, answered questions, just stayed there for a while. They brought out Raymond, brought out the Humvee, and just spent time with these kids. And Raymond came out a couple of different times throughout the summer. They gave out backpacks to these kids and school supplies. And for these kids who many of them have never been to a game, to meet David Price and then to come here and be invited to a game for free, be given shirts, to show up and be able to cheer on their friend who they just met was an experience that so many of them will never forget. And it was just a great addition to the summer camp programs that we offer.
Yeah, Rob, they've got the Price's Pals and the BJ's Bunch, and I know that for those kids, they really look up to them, but then to be able to call them a friend is a whole different world.
And absolutely, and that's what really added to it. And you could feel it when we were up there in the stands last summer. They're up there, and each player had 2 sites that they sponsored, basically, and every kid basically was cheering for their player. Every time David Price pitched or every time he got up there, my kids were going crazy. They were loving it. They were waving to him, hoping he would wave back. It just added a whole other level to the game that just created an amazing experience that they'll never forget.
Nice play by Evan Longoria on a foul pop by Shin-Soo Choo. First batter, Asdrubal Cabrera, flied out to B.J. Upton. As we turn back to Karen, when you talk about this program and the Teen Summit, what can you tell us about that?
The Teen Summit, we try to gather kids in different areas of South St. Pete. The ages are from 14 to 18. A couple of months ago, we had like a the summit was about, media. How does media affect kids with, the pants falling down and, wearing baggy pants and just trying to figure out how entertainers affect kids. And it was a great summit. Actually, we had about 65 kids there to show up.
Well, these two are doing great work. Karen Richardson with the Rays and Rob Lovelace with Park and Recs here in St. Petersburg. Guys, they make a difference here in St. Petersburg, and that's part of what the Tampa Bay Rays Foundation is all about.
Well, great work all around. One and one the count, and a changeup. To the count to Buck. Covered up by Jaso. 2-2. Ball game in the top of the 6th. Rays have a 7-0 lead. Buck's hit his second time up. It came in the 4th inning. It was a double. Changeup gets him, and that takes care of Cleveland in the 6th. Bottom of the frame coming, 7-0 Rays. Jeremy Hellickson, 6 shutout innings. The Rays got on the board on the base hit by Johnny Damon in the 3rd. They scored 2 in that frame, and John Jaso hit his 3rd home run of the year in the 4th inning in another 2-run frame. The Rays put up a 3 spot in the 5th. Infield hit from Fold, and the error charged to the shortstop on the throw allowed 2 more runs to score. And the Rays lead 7-0. They've out-hit Cleveland 8-3. That's it on the day for Justin Masterson. Frank Herman will take over. Masterson worked 5 innings. Allowed the Rays 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He didn't strike out anyone and walked 5, and now here's Herman facing Reed Brignac. The pitch is down. A ball, no strikes. Reed had the chopping infield hit in the 3rd and came around to score the first run of the afternoon. Swings through a fastball, and the count goes to 1-1. Red Sox and the Tigers playing a doubleheader in Detroit. That game's in the top of the 7th, and they're tied 3-3. Rays started the day running 3rd in the East, 2 games back. 1-2. takes it wide. 2-2.
You can see Herman's got a good arm. That fastball up in the mid-90s to a nice backdoor slider to Brignac for strike 2 at 84. Good power stuff. You see lefties having a lot of success.
And the pitch off the plate end this time, and the count is full. Reed getting this start because the starting pitcher, Masterson, had been so dominant against right-handed hitters and not so much against lefties. Reed fouls it back. See another 3-2 pitch. Herman began the year on the Cleveland roster and then was optioned to Columbus about the middle of April. A popper to the left side. Cabrera is there and makes the catch as Bruno Cabrera. One away.
Now Herman able to get that fastball in on the label of Reed Brignac. Had a pretty easy little motion, and that ball really jumps out of his hands at 94 to 96 range. Pretty straight, but you can command it with that kind of velocity, have a lot of success.
And here's Evan Longoria. He's been on base 3 times today. First pitch is a bit high slider. Evan singled in the first. He walked and scored in the third, doubled and scored in the 5th inning. 1-1. Yeah, that fastball can be quick from Herman. That one in the mid-90s.
Yeah, he's got those, the kind of mechanics that we talked about with Jeremy Hellickson. Not a lot of excess movement, pretty simple. And the ball just right here, boom, explosion.
So play foul.
Right up on the miles per hour, up on the little score tab. You got the little explosion. But yeah, the ball just shoots out of there. Mainly a 4-seamer, not a ton of movement. A lot of velocity.
The Rays continue to have a run of success against Masterson, who came into the game 1-5 against the Rays with an run average of over 6 lifetime. Fly ball into right. Chu coming in and now waits, making the catch. 2 gone. Base is empty, and here's just a reminder. Look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in this afternoon's game. Now Johnny Damon. Johnny with a couple hits, 2 for 3. Takes one inside. Johnny got credit for a run batted in the 3rd. Two and 0. Around the count to 2 balls and a strike. The Rays scored those 2 in the 3rd, added 2 in the 4th, 3 runs in the 5th inning. 2 of those earned. Damon lifts the fly ball into left. Travis Buck right there and makes the grab. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We're headed into the 7th with the Rays leading 7-0. Back at Tropicana Field, we move into the 7th inning with the Rays holding a 7-0 lead. Carlos Santana leads it off, and the pitch is too low. We're happy to have Carla Mattern with the Boys and Girls Club of the Sun Coast join us. Carla, good to see you.
Thank you, Dwayne.
How are things with the Boys and Girls Club?
Things are very exciting at the Boys and Girls Clubs, and we're excited about being here with the Rays today, winning like this.
Yeah, it's a great day so far. Tell us a little bit about the mission of the Boys and Girls Club to begin with.
Well, the Boys and Girls Clubs is put together to inspire and enable the kids of Pinellas County, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential, because we really believe that every child deserves the opportunity to be great.
How many kids do you get to serve?
We serve about 5,000 children each year in our after-school program and our summer camps. We have 11 clubs around the county, everywhere from Tarpon Springs to South St. Pete.
3-1 to count to Santana leading off. Santana, Sizemore, and then Cabrera.
Well, the Boys and Girls Club teaming up with the Rays and, you know, working with these kids. What's some of the impact been on the children throughout the community?
That's a great question. I got a great example. We have a group at one of our clubs called the Sandlot Club, and they formed last year when Ben Zobrist decided to come out and play with the kids on almost every homestand during the summer. And it was a really amazing time for the kids. They learned a lot about baseball. They learned a lot about leadership. They learned a lot about how to do things better. And Ben was instrumental in helping some of the kids. And one of the kids he really took a liking to, and he encouraged him and told him he was pretty good and he had potential. And this kid, not only because of the encouragement from Ben, tried out for his baseball team in high school, he made the team.
Very nice.
So that's good impact.
Yeah, I was going to say, good example.
That's good impact.
Yeah, the thing that I find really amazing, and you mentioned Ben Zobrist, from the Rays' point of view, from their perspective, it's an entire organization that's immersed in this function, because they, of course, the players, you're going to headline the players because they have name recognition, and I know that Sean Rodriguez, for an example, is involved as well. But the staff of the organization as well gets involved.
The staff has been incredibly helpful with resources and ideas to help us move our mission ahead. We have senior leadership on our board, and that's been helpful for our whole organization as far as the leadership. And we really appreciate everybody from the Rays organization to get involved with Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, that last graphic just illustrated not only in terms of fundraising, but time, over 2,000 hours of service. Sizemore is out on strikes, and I know that you're aware, probably more than the rest of us, that sometimes time is more valuable than money.
That's absolutely true, and we have some examples of that would be our the Caught Looking program that our kids get to benefit from this year, which is a partnership that the Rays have with the Richard and Sharon Sanchez Foundation and the Eye Institute of Pinellas, and our kids get free eye exams and free glasses from that as a benefit to the Rays. So that's been wonderful for us. And then you mentioned Sean Rodriguez. The PSA with Sean Rodriguez was so much fun. He just still is a club kid, I think. He grew up in a club in Miami, and watching him with the kids when we filmed, I think it starts airing June 1st. So it's one of those things, watch out for it. It's really going to be good.
Absolutely.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the upcoming lunch that you have?
We do. We have a lunch coming up on June 16th. It's going to be held at one of our clubs in Pinellas Park, and we're happy to say that Sean Rodriguez is coming back this year as one of our guests, and we got several other players and media personality that hopefully will come and be a part of that day. But tickets are still available. You can get those on our website at bgcsun.org, or you can call 727-524-2427, extension 17, and we'll hook you up with some tickets and get that going.
Cabrera out on strikes. A changeup takes care of him. 1-2-3. Well, Carla, great to have you with us.
Well, thank you so much.
We look forward to seeing you again, and
thank you, BA.
Congratulations on all the great work with the Boys and Girls Club.
Great future start here.
Baseball brought to you all season by Hyundai. 7-0 ball game here. The Rays lead. Fans taking their 7th inning stretch. With Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats with you in the wrap-up game of this 3-game series. Jeremy Hellickson has given the Rays 7 shutout innings, limiting the Indians to only 3 hits. The Rays scoring all 7 of their runs against the Cleveland starter Justin Masterson. 6 of those runs earned. There's the line for Hellickson so far. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th, Ben Zobrist will lead off. Zobrist, Joyce, and then Sean Rodriguez. Pitt drove it around with a ground ball in the 5th. Officially 0 for 3. First pitch to him from Frank Herman is in there, a strike call. One ball, 1 strike. Ground ball headed into right field, and that's out of the reach of Orlando Cabrera. So Zobrist has a base hit.
Now just able to pull it over in the hole. Ben Zobrist here you see from behind the catcher, the ground ball going to his left. Cabrera not able to get to it. Not the range that he used to have.
Now there's a guy who won a Gold Glove 2 years at shortstop and as recently as 07. Well, he couldn't get to that ground.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And just the 6th game that these 2 teams have hooked up this year, how many times we've seen balls that you would assume Orlando Cabrera is going to get to and at least knock down. He may not make the play, but he's going to at least get to the ball and keep it in front of him that have been able to sneak by him.
Two and 0 the count. Matt Joyce looking for his first hit of the day. Looks at a strike. 2-1. Adam Russell up in the Rays bullpen. 7 innings for Hellickson. And he's in the mid-90s in pitch count. That takes the count to 2-2 on Joyce. And Joyce called out on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Cleveland pitching in this game.
Yeah, that was a fastball right there that just surprised Matt Joyce. Not able to pull the trigger right down the corner.
Just a reminder, as Sean Rodriguez steps in today on Inside the Rays, we'll take an exclusive look at Sean Rodriguez, known for his all-around performance on the field. We'll also bring to light the strong support system which helped him in his climb to the big leagues. That's all on Inside the Rays. Sean Rodriguez today following our game right here on Sun Sports. 1 strike to count. Sean playing first base. Took over at first in the 5th for Casey Kochman, and a foul ball right back into our booth. And that was within the reach of our statistician Jay. And then Kurt, I think it was Jay's area. Kurt just moved in. Two strikes. Foul ball right back. Let's take another look. There's a reason that we're all in the booth, and that's the reason.
disgusted, Dwayne.
No judgment. Pitch is outside.
Well, then you know what? Then explain mouthing to me that play has to be made.
Yeah, what do they say about those who live in glass houses? We should all be careful. And Rodriguez pops it up. Santana down, and Larson, the catcher's over there to make the grab. 2 outs.
Well, Herman has done a nice job coming in out of the bullpen. Didn't have very good numbers in 6 appearances, but so far he's retired 5 out of the first 6 hitters he's faced, giving up just a ground ball single in the hole.
Now BJ Upton has walked 3 times in this game, and he takes the ball. Lifts a high fly into center. Brantley waits for it. One that takes care of the Rays. They leave a man at first. 1 hit in the inning. Through 7, 7-0. Hellickson worked the front 7. He made 95 pitches. 6 strikeouts for Hellickson. He walked 2. Gave up 3 hits and no runs. So this is his 10th start of the year. He turns in another very good outing. It started a little shaky when he gave up the base hit with 1 out in the first on a ball that should have been an out when he was late covering first. Then he walked Shoe, but got a double play ball out of Travis Buck to end that inning, and not much against him after that. He had 4 1-2-3 innings. It gives way to Adam Russell. First pitch to Lou Marson is in there for a strike. So another good outing for Hellickson. 24-year-old rookie just continues to be impressive. Ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball back into right. Joyce backs up, out of room, and he makes the catch. 1 away in the 8th inning. Well, just a reminder, the Rays Baseball Foundation committed to making a difference in the lives of youth in the Tampa Bay area. For more information and to help support the efforts, please visit raysbaseball.com/community. Scholarships among the many positives offered by the Rays Foundation. Jackie Robinson Scholars Program, the Monty Irvin Scholarship, Academy Prep, and the Barry Jones Memorial Scholarship, all benefiting youngsters, students in the greater Tampa Bay area. Baseball club primarily through the Rays Foundation, but there are a lot of individual efforts as well involving those who play and work for and with the Rays, building a better community by the good work and efforts that they put forth. A 1-2 count on Adam Everett. Pitch is upstairs, 2-2. Foul out of play, holding the count at 2-2. Everett hit the ball a long way to left back in the third inning when he sent full to the warning track and singled in the fifth. He's played this day at third base. He played more third base than short. He came up and for a long time a premier shortstop. High ball into right. Joyce makes the catch on this one. 2 up, 2 down. Speaking of good works, let's check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, the Durham Bulls were rained out yesterday against Toledo, and today they had a doubleheader. Alex Cobb was scheduled to start one of those 2 games of the doubleheader, but we have learned that it does not look like he's going to start. He is scratched, and there is no injury. So there is a possible return in the works for the right-hander who pitched against the Angels on May the 1st. This year at Durham, look at that ERA, 1.14, leads the International League in earned run average by a huge margin, and has a perfect 5-0 record. So maybe as early as Tuesday we could see Alex Cobb. Gentlemen,
well, we'll see how all of that works out. The Texas Rangers are coming in. Good, come on up, young man, and pitch against the Texas Rangers. There's a strike. We don't know that for sure, but Todd always working. I mean, we don't call him the hardest working man in show business for no reason.
Or super sleuth.
Yep. Foul out of play. 1 and 2. He's even straightening the curtains.
I thought he was looking behind the curtain. See, that's what he does. There he is.
Yeah, see?
There he is.
There you go. No stone unturned when it comes to Todd Callis. Still a ball, 2 strikes to Michael Brantley. Eighth inning of this game. Got Texas in tomorrow night. Wade Davis and Derek Holland to open that series. Ground ball to first. John Rodriguez steps on the bag. 1, 2, 3 go the Indians. Rays coming in ahead in the bottom of the 8th. The Hyundai Assurance Trade-In Value Guarantee. See your Hyundai dealer for details. By Checkers, feast on. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. Sam Fuld will open the bottom of the 8th. Went out there to open his 3rd inning of work. Fastball in the mid-90s. Sam got the base hit that drove in a run in the 5th. Strikes now. Ground ball right side. Cabrera's there for this one and makes the play. 1 away. Well, let's take a look at this afternoon's Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. John Jaso 1 for 3, and that hit. A long one. Get hold of that 3-1 pitch and lifted it out of here to right field. Takes strike 1. Rays did their scoring down the middle of this game. 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th inning. Batting in the bottom of the 8th. That's a strike. 1 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And that gives the Rays 10 hits.
Well, that's an
2 for 4.
example of what goes wrong when you don't hit your spot. Herman wants this fastball in. He leaves it out over the plate. Lets Jaso off the hook here. Look at this one. There you go. Catcher tucked in back. Catcher starts reaching back across the heart of the plate. Not good. The Rays pick up their 10th hit.
Swing and a miss by Reed Brignac. Brignac had the infield chopper and a base hit his first time. 1-1. It's 2-1. Two and two. All of the Rays runs came against Masterson. And Brignac is out on strikes. Second strikeout for Herman. He's going to get Evan Longoria back to the plate. Here's our Ottaway text ball. BA, what do you think?
Well, if you wait till the slump ends, I mean, who's to determine that? I guess Joe. You can't put him in the middle of the order now. We're here in the 8th inning. So
I don't know. You
Text
get a bet.
You don't have to text.
No, this
your
is
vote.
not the one I'm texting.
But someone should text their vote to 789-789 just to get involved.
And don't forget that standard message and data rates apply.
That's exactly right.
There
the
is
Auto-Way text poll, by the way.
Yes. And there's TV 1, 2, and 3. There's no write-in.
Yeah. Although we hear the write-in the other day got a lot of activity. I think it was probably a pretty good option. 3-0. Those are Ramos. And he's on base again. Well, that on-base percentage is skyrocketing for Evan Longoria. He's been on base 4 times today. On base 3 times last night. So that puts men at first and second with 2 outs. And now Ruggiano, Justin Ruggiano, is going to pinch hit for Johnny Damon. Johnny had a couple of hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Ruggiano takes a pitch outside. One and one. We mentioned the Texas Rangers coming in, and Josh Hamilton returned to his primary role. He returned to the outfield yesterday for the first time since he broke his right arm in April. So he'll be in that lineup and in the outfield. Swing and a miss, a big cut. It's 2-2.
Riding that fastball up in the zone, that's tough to catch up to. Justin Ruggiano just walking off the bench. A wake-up call.
Foul the other way. Out of play, and the count is still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Indians come in 31-18, and in their last 21 games, they've gone 11-10. Full count to Ruggiano. Now they have run into some pretty tough pitching in that stretch, including running into David Price a couple times. And David very impressive here the other night. But they faced John Lester and Josh Beckett. Ground ball to second. Right at Cabrera, who fields it and throws him out. Rays get a couple base runners, leave them both. We're through 8. It's 7-0 Rays.
Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Welcome back to Rays Sunday Baseball, brought to you all season by Hyundai. Cesar Ramos, the new pitcher for the Rays. Hugo Cabrera takes the first pitch, and that's a strike. 7-0 ball game. Ramos on for the 23rd time. And a line drive right to Brignac, who makes the catch. One away.
See how far Brignac has to move. Nothing. Get the glove up.
I hate you, Indians.
The Yankees play on the West Coast against Oakland. Boston playing the doubleheader in Detroit. They're in the top of the ninth, tied 3-3. Jose Valverde has come on to pitch for Detroit.
Just what they wanted. Potential for extra innings on a doubleheader.
One strike to count. And a line drive into right. One hop in front of Joyce.
Well, Chu doing a nice job here. It looked like a changeup. 83 miles an hour. Chu, nice job of staying back.
Now Travis Buck. Pitch is a strike. Hellickson worked 7 shutout innings, and Adam Russell pitched a perfect 8th. Now it's Ramos in here. 1 on, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch to Buck. Fly ball toward the corner and left. Gold on the run is going to make the catch. A little over the shoulder pocket catch by Fold. 2 gone.
Well, Sam Fold, mate, going a long way for this. And how about a little basket catch over by the wall? And on a Sunday.
With or without the cape, he makes that play. Working on the bubble blowing. Carlos Santana, ground ball toward the hole, backhanded stop. Throw to second, it's not going to be in time. Brignac, a great effort going into the hole, and he's a little slow and getting up. He's going to be okay. Santana has an infield hit.
This ball gets pulled over into the hole, and then you see the slide there by Brignac, a little awkward with the glove. See the glove go down. Tries to make a play, but Chu hustles and beats it.
Grady Sizemore. Strike at the knees. Sizemore 0 for 3. Moving on with 2 men out. Rays looking for the final out. That's a strike. 2. So the Rays a strike away from the combination shutout. It was Price, Peralta, and Russell here in the first game, and a 5-0 shutout. This one's 7-0 so far, and the 0-2 to Sizemore. He got it. Strike 3 call. That's the ball game, and the Rays are winners. 7-0. They take 2 out of 3 from the Cleveland Indians, and the Rays win their 28th game of the year. They're 28-24. As Jeremy Hellickson wins his 6th of the year. Hellickson is now 6-3. Masterson, the losing pitcher, his record 5-3. And here's the final pitch of the game. Tony Randazzo rings up Sizemore, who strikes out for the 4th time today. Rays pitching logging 7 strikeouts, 6 of those belonging to Hellickson. Evan Longoria was on base 4 times, hitting leadoff again today. Drove in or scored a couple of runs. The RBIs belong to Damon. 1, Zobrist had 1, Fold had 1, a couple RBIs from Jaso on the home run. 1 run scored on a pass ball and the other one an error. And the Rays win 4 out of 6 on the year from the Cleveland Indians. This game took 2 hours and 30 minutes to play. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis.
Thanks, Dwayne. 7-0 shutout, John Jaso. Back-to-back, I guess, huh? You caught the bookend weekend shutouts. That has to feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it's good getting performances like Hellickson out there. You know, it gives my knees a little rest, my legs a little rest, and that kind of helps our offense to flow.
But you get the congratulations from Bobby Ramos there. What'd you like today, and it really as of late, out of Jeremy Hellickson?
I think just attacking the strike zone and attacking it with every single pitch. When he shows that kind of command with every single pitch, and I think it goes for every pitcher, the hitter has to respect it. And, you know, when they have 3 or 4 different pitches going through their head, they start thinking up there, you can't hit while you think, and that's what he makes them do.
How about you at the plate? Justin Masterson, a tough customer that you were facing today. He likes to keep the ball down. You got a 3-1 pitch. It looked like you could drive, huh?
Yeah, it was my last at-bat. I think I had almost the same situation. Just got a little bit big on it. Yeah, there it is. And I think, you know, I talked to Schulte after my first at-bat and kind of kept the other way approach up there, and I think that helped me to stay on the ball a little longer, and it just went over.
So when you hit that ball to right field, you would actually talk to the hitting coach, Derek Shelton, in between at bats, and he was telling you to think left field?
Yeah, because I think on my first at bat, I just opened up a little bit too much, trying to pull the ball too much. And so, I mean, it just talking to him, keeping that kind of up the middle, opposite field approach, helped me kind of stay through it a little better, and it was just a better approach for me up there.
Teams obviously lose. Johnny Damon hands out the lineup card wearing the Sam Fold cape. A lot of guys go to the high stirrups today with the striped socks. You did not. Is that not a look you like for yourself?
Well, I didn't know what was going on today. I came out here early to warm up the pitcher, and nobody was dressed when I came out, so I had no idea what was going on. But yeah, after I came into the dugout, they're like, "What are you doing? Where's your things?" And I don't know. I mean, it's whatever. It's a lot of fun, you know, having this kind of attitude on the team, so it's great to have.
We appreciate it, John. Thanks.
You got it.
All right, John Jaso, guys. He didn't know what was going on. Back up to you.
Yeah, well, that makes one more of us. The Rays are winners here. It's a 7-0 final. Hellickson picks up the victory. The Rays are winners. Back in a moment.